as you keep having these scoring droughts, what's sort of going through your mind, and what are you thinking that you need to, share with your team to sort of snap out of this?
So the first scoring drought, I think it was 5 or 6 minutes in the first quarter. We started off pretty good the first 5 minutes, and then we just couldn't score. We couldn't move the ball. They were baiting us in the shots, and we were taking the shots they wanted us. We took very quick threes. We took shots when they're not guarding us. If Stanford isn't guarding you, they're not guarding you for a reason. But they literally, off of some of our cuts, they literally went like under the basket and met us at the other side. So I think that it gave us a tough time because they weren't guarding us a lot on the perimeter, and we still shot, we shot 26%, and a lot of those shots were not guarded. I thought they did a really good job of congesting the paint. When we had drivers drive deep, they had 3 or 4 people around us, and then we kicked it out, but we couldn't hit shots. So I thought we had a tough time running offense. Nothing was really working. I don't know. It was one of our worst games of the season, but credit to them because they made us play that way. So we have to get better. We just saw, that's why they're number one. They're number one for a reason. They have depth. We had a tough time guarding their post from the elbow. We had a tough time doing things that we don't typically have a tough time guarding. And I thought that we struggled today. We struggled tonight with kind of everything. I mean, it shows me our focus when we shot 64% from the free throw line. We're usually typically amongst the top in the Pac-12 at free throws. So all those little things mattered. I mean, we got crushed on the boards. Although we did a really good job offensive rebounding, we beat them on offensive boards, but defensive boards, we got killed. They had more defensive rebounds than we had total rebounds. And some of that skewed because we missed so many shots. So they were in position. So they had a lot of defensive rebounds because we missed shots. But we just struggled. We defended the 3 better in the second half. I think we only gave up 1 or 2 threes. I think 2 threes in the second half. So that was better. But we just had a really tough time guarding them off the dribble. I thought we guarded their actions well, but just, I don't know, uncontested shots. We didn't dictate anything on defense, and that's not Arizona basketball. But credit to them because they forced us into these situations, and they made us pay for mistakes.
I mean, Stanford's the number 1 ranked team, but Arizona's also a pretty good team as well. And there's, high expectations for this year's team. With the way you lost today, what's the sense, or what was the players' reaction? And can you tell this loss really humbled them?
Yeah, I mean, this loss, we got punched in the mouth, and then we got slapped up and down the floor for 38 minutes. So it should hurt. It should hurt because they made us look bad. And we didn't help ourselves we didn't play the type of defense we normally play, but they played really good offense. I mean, we let them come in here. We're a pretty good defensive team. We let them come in here and shoot 46% from the floor and almost 45% from the 3. That's not okay. And then they make their free throws. Number 1 teams in the country do things like this. They shoot 25 or 28 from the free throws. That's 89%, almost 90%. So they make you pay. And then when I'm seeing us foul so much, we're out of position. We're a step behind. We're not dictating. So they're a better team right now. I feel like anybody's beatable. I felt on a good day, they're capable of being beat. I felt like on a good day, we can beat them, but it was a bad day for us. We played very bad. But a lot of things we can control. We control how hard we box out. We didn't box out at all in the first half. And so when you, against number 1 team in the country, when you build a deficit and you have a 20-point deficit in the first half, even if the second half, it was 37-34. So when you build such a deficit, you're not going to come back. And we had to get stops and score, but we could get some stops in the second half, but we couldn't score. So that's why they're number 1. I mean, they're a better overall team than we are right now. And we had a tough time with them. So we did not look like number 6 today. And we did not play like number 6, but they played like number 1. And that's why they're number 1.
With the season still kind of young, what can you guys take from this kind of game?
Yeah, I mean, this was the first time for me personally, I'm sure a lot of people on the team, that we've been able to have the chance to play a number 1 team in the country. So I think it was a big learning experience for us, just knowing what we have to work on. And obviously we haven't lost yet this year until today. So now we kind of really know where we need to focus on in practice and do better. So the next time when we play around again, and then also the teams before that, so we're ready for those.
Can you comment about their length and just the size they had in the paint? How difficult was that to go against them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I kind of stayed away and stayed on 3-point line, but I mean, I know when I saw my teammates going there, like they're really tall. They got good size in there, and they were all like sagging in the paint, obviously, because they didn't want Aria to drive or anybody else. So I think it was just like it was hard to go against their length. They're baiting us into certain type of shots and stuff. So it was difficult, but we just got to learn to do better.
You guys started from deep 3 of 4 to start the game, and then went on to finish 6 of 25. Was it the length of Stanford, or getting out, having them get out to the 3-point line, or just some rush shots? What did you think went wrong there?
I think we just got a little too deep sometimes. We knew they had long arms and they like to block shots, and I think they baited us into taking tough shots, and we took a lot of tough shots. In the first like 5 minutes of the game, we were playing our game, and then after that we started playing their game, and I think that's what really separated us and separated them.
And then in the second quarter, you guys held Stanford to 39% shooting, but they outscored you guys 24-7. You guys shot 2 of 13 from the field. Was there just a lot of rush possessions during that stretch?
Yeah, because we know we had to get points on the board against Stanford. You can't really have scoreless quarters or scoreless droughts against them, because when they go on the run, it's they're up by like 15, and that's what happened to us. We couldn't score, and then we weren't really getting stops on the defensive side, and that's not something we can do. We can't do that going forward.
When did you think this game, or when did you realize this game was starting to lose from your fingers?
I don't know if there was a direct moment, but I think when you go like 2 minutes without scoring and certain times like that, it gets hard, but then that's where we have to come together. I think we were able to come together a couple times and score a little bit more, but I mean, it kind of just a struggle. So we just try to take it one by one and score each point by each point, because we know not one shot's going to get a 20 point deficit.
I don't think we're ever out of the game, though. At the end of the day, like, we always have to fight. Even though the score looks like a certain way, we still have to fight no matter what. So I don't think we ever had a thought that the game was out of reach. But I mean, obviously we had a deficit that we had to come back from, but we never thought it was out of reach.